And you see one with a mask on, assume that motherfucker finna do something to you and go and hit him in the face with that Roman candle. They ain't gonna do nothing to you. 9 times out of 10, that backpack got a stolen hammer in it and probably a whole bunch of key fobs. For real.
Haven't seen any evidence to the contrary, old friend. To it.
Shit. I can believe it. Anytime I see one of them motherfuckers, I almost hit him with that Roman candle because I be looking at him like, if that motherfucker come anywhere near me, I'm gonna flip him like a motherfucking trampoline. That's all I think about, man. You know, when I go out there in the world, I don't be like, well, man, I just go out there and I live my life. I just live my life and I just be like, man, shit. Motherfucker get in my way, it's over for the motherfuckers that day. You know, I ain't gonna sit there and say, please don't do nothing to me. I almost stand in that motherfucking corner and play like the victim after I blow that motherfucking head off. I'm gonna dial 911 and tell them, man, come get this motherfucker. He on the ground and need a bag. Well, I'm gonna tell them, when they all out, sir, you think that anybody need any medical assistance? Nah, y'all can send that paddy wagon over here. This motherfucker here over and done with. Ain't no sending the ambulance with the sirens on or nothing. You can send the meat wagon out here. This motherfucker done. You know what I mean? Shit. More people in the world play with motherfuckers and end up losing their life because they were playing. Don't play no games that you ain't ready to be goddamn life-ending situations. I tell you the crazy thing when a motherfucker up that hammer on you.
Look.
Nah, I'm from Nashville.
Chief disappears all the time.
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. North Nashville.
I know Miles called her a long time and
You just hear that southern in my voice. You can tell them niggas from Memphis. Most of their words gonna be junt and this and that. You gonna hear them say juke and junt shit. You know what I mean? That's their lingo.
Ignoring the part where Chief said his enemies were coming for him.
actually you ignored.
I don't think no motherfucker should ever feel like that when you walk out your house, you should be scared that what's gonna happen.
You're not.
I tell you, when you wake up, put your clothes on,
I went along with it.
before you grab them car keys or grab that bus pass, you need to grab that motherfucking Roman candle and tuck that motherfucker in your pants, tuck that motherfucker in your titty, and go out there in the world and be dangerous. Man, go out there and live your life. Go to Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, the movie theaters. Go wherever the fuck you want to go. But just know you might have to put one of them motherfuckers in a bag, man. Just know that if you in a restaurant and some motherfucker get loud up in that motherfucker, your best bet is to try to exit the opposite way out of a door. Because them folk gonna get to popping each other in that motherfucker, man.
Far away from here is
They gonna get to popping.
Where are you going?
It's Thursday. Trash day.
So that's it?
Man, that's me, man. Ain't that some shit? You listen to my stories and you blowing and I'm sitting here telling my stories and I'm blowing. We two high motherfuckers just sitting around just kicking it. I tell you, see, people don't understand that shit. That's why these screamers and people get paid so much money. Cause you got people that can actually get on this motherfucker and have a conversation with the world, man. Man, have a conversation with the world. I mean, for real. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta be on no fuck shit, no bullshit. You can get on this motherfucker and just be like, you know, having, like right now, it's 1:30 in the morning. A lot of motherfuckers on third shift and, you know, they doing what they do, working and shit, you know, listening to me. I listen to some music. You know, motherfuckers want something to entertain them to pass their time by, man. You know, they want to hear that calm voice. They want to hear that motherfucker talking that shit. But they also want to hear a motherfucker spitting that knowledge, man. You feel me? They want a motherfucker to spit that knowledge and conversation. And you know, sometimes when you tell the motherfucker shit, it's like when your uncle sitting back and he like, hey boy, you know you don't need to be out there in them streets. You see what them folks said on the news, man. You know what I mean? I'm like the uncle that tell a motherfucker, hey, you know you need to take that goddamn mask off if you going out that door, man. And I'm gonna be like, Unc, you always. Now, boy, I'm trying to tell you how to stay alive, motherfucker. Take that goddamn mask off your face when you go out that door for somebody like me catch you and blow your head off, man. You know what I mean? It's just like you just sit back and you having a conversation with whoever gonna listen to reasoning, man. Whoever gonna be willing to say, okay, I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers hooping and hollering. I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers tell lies about their life online. I just want to hear a real motherfucker just kick the shit and just talk, man. I want to hear a real motherfucker tell me how they day going and tell me how happy they is just to be alive and be free. You know what I mean? For real. When a motherfucker happy to be alive and free, I don't give a fuck where you at, if you in the rain, the snow. You could put a motherfucker in the middle of a tornado, as long as that motherfucker alive and free. He stand a chance if that tornado don't toss his ass around and kill him. But he stand a chance. And for that little bit of time that he inside that tornado before that motherfucker might kill him, that motherfucker alive and free. You can believe it's a motherfucker sitting in the penitentiary cell right now and it's lockdown. Them motherfuckers that trade places with a motherfucker sitting in a coma in a motherfucking hospital right now. They'll trade places with a motherfucker that ain't got no arms and no legs because that motherfucker alive and free. Man, motherfucker don't understand them two words right there. I'm gonna go get me a shirt made tomorrow and say I'm alive and I'm free. And put on the back of that motherfucker, I'm winning. I'm winning, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers don't understand that if you alive and you free, you winning. Any other part of that day is all on you, man. All on you. Depends on your grind, your hustle, your mind thought, your process, what you willing to get out of life, man. You know, motherfuckers say, man, because I'm going to tell you this, man, hustling in the streets is a different kind of mentality and a different kind of job that a lot of motherfuckers highlight. It don't take this. Man, that shit take a lot. Because you ain't got to just watch out for the police. You got to watch out for the niggas in the street. You got to watch out for the robbers. You got to try to mathematically put the mindset like, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to have this kind of money. That shit is draining, man. That shit is mentally draining and fucks with you. And then when a motherfucker transform and go to a job, which I done did that too. You know, worked in a plant third shift just to grind just so you can get that check so you can make sure that you take care of your responsibilities, your kids, your family. You know, motherfucker don't understand the grind is real when you really want something in life. And when you don't sleep so much in your life, sleep don't mean nothing no more. Sleep don't mean nothing if you ain't gonna wake up to some money in the morning. If you went to sleep broke and wake up broke, that's a fucked up feeling, man. But if you went to sleep getting money and you dreaming about getting more money, you gonna wake up with a motherfucking thirst for money, man. It's been days that I hustled all motherfucking day and it be 4, 5 o'clock in the day and I ain't even ate nothing, man. I done smoked 1,000 blunts, but I ain't even ate no food because the money was so motherfucking, you couldn't stop. You couldn't stop. You know what I mean? So if people take that same mentality and turn that motherfucker into this internet shit, man, you gonna get rich. I learned that, man, long as you stay relevant and have a conversation with people And you ain't always got to. I learned that, man, long as you stay relevant and have a conversation with people, and you ain't always got to be putting up a certain content. Because I got a platform where I do news articles and stuff like that. But shit, sometimes, man, you just take a break and you just want to get out there and go like, man, look, what's up, y'all? Man! Tell me what y'all day about. Tell me what you got going on.
Second thoughts?
Let's try somewhere else.
You know what I mean? Sometimes motherfuckers like to come in your live and they want to talk about shit that they been had going on.
No, don't you dare,
You feel me? You never know who might be having a fucked up situation going on, and they listen to you tell the story how you survived 15 years in prison, poverty, and you still walking around this motherfucking 46 years old, and you surviving and you screaming out, I'm alive and I'm free, and you happy. I'm alive and I'm free, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Eat what I want, drink what I want, smoke what I want. I'm enjoying life if I don't do nothing but just wake up
What do you want from me?
every motherfucking morning and I'm live and I'm free. I'm happy, man.
From you!
Anything else go on in that day, I feel like that it's a blessing. If somebody called me to do a podcast, I'm cool with that. If they don't, I'm cool with that. But I work so hard to put up so many motherfucking views that, man, these folks can't stop me. I'm talking about I'm getting to the point where people starting to reach out to me and they want me to do their podcast, but it's one thing I don't realize, that you don't want to never taint your brand and just chase money and get on any motherfucking platform, any racist platform, any platform that ain't speaking something that's gonna uplift motherfuckers or warn stupid motherfuckers from doing stupid shit. They're gonna end up in the penitentiary for the rest of their life. So you gotta be selective, man. Yeah, I can go out there and do a podcast every motherfucking day and drive up and down the interstate and fly from here to there, talk to this motherfucker and talk to that motherfucker, but at the end of the day,
Who are you?
Big Stone.
some motherfuckers ain't even worth being talked to, man.
Nice eye. You're in my
Some people I don't even want to be in the same room with because the shit that's gonna come out my mouth, they ain't gonna like it. They ain't gonna like the things that I say. I ain't gonna pussyfoot around when I'm on a platform with a motherfucker that put me on there to try to have an intelligent conversation. Put me on a platform and think that they talking to one of them ignorant ass, yeah, one of them people that don't have an intelligent, background.
Where is he?
I learned a long time ago that you can make a person feel like the smallest individual in the world by using words. That you can make a person feel like the smallest individual in the world by using words that they can't even articulate, man. You hear me say articulate? You know what I mean? A lot of them folks, when you use certain words, they gotta look in their phone and holler out Google, what do this mean? That's why I say a lot of people that be on this internet, they ain't speaking knowledge, man. Them folks ain't spreading no knowledge. Them folks literally going through the internet and hearing somebody say something that don't mean nothing, but it be something that sound inspiring and they repeat it, and you folks think them motherfuckers is, oh, he's a wise motherfucker. But if you actually pick up a book and read a book, man, you realize that somebody said that years and millions of years ago, and at that time it wasn't relevant and it couldn't be used because the person that wrote it or said it might not have been, cultural bias at that time, black. A lot of people, great words was pushed back for decades that's just now coming out because people starting to read a little bit more and they realizing that, damn, it was a lot great people of all colors that was writing books that people never got a chance to read until now. A lot of people, you say a lot of people's famous names, actors, authors, you never heard of them people because they was They was not popular. It was not popular for them people to put them type of books out. They said certain books motivated racial wars. Certain books made people think a certain way. They never gave people an opportunity to make that decision themselves about certain books. That's why you have a lot of libraries and schools that are trying to go back and erase history by saying that you can't read this book, the books that we read the last 30, 40 years and didn't nobody change their mindset. But now they saying that if this book right here is in school, it'll corrupt the children because it's talking about the past of American history. The part of American history that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Slavery, land taking, lynchings, killings, innocent people being raped and drugged off and never heard about again. Them the things that them folk don't want. But when I was going to school, them folks forced that on us. They wanted us to know the history of the United States where we was living in. Them folks wanted us to know that, man. I remember during the Rodney King trial was going on with the police that beat Rodney King, they had a thing in school called Channel One. Every morning in school, we used to watch Channel One. It was the news around the United States. And we was watching Channel One, and they was showing the Rodney King verdict, where they let them folk walk and found them folk not guilty. And later on that same motherfucking day in history class, them folks showed us Roots. They showed us Roots, where they showed them folks, bring them folks from a far land, chop their legs off and hands off and shit they tried to run off. Right after they showed us the Rodney King verdict, and folks riding in the streets in California. And a lot of simple-minded people took that hate out on a lot of people in the schools of different colors for no fucking reason. And that's why a lot of people don't understand that the internet is not censored like TV was, radio was. Howard Stern was the most controversial motherfucker on the radio. He the reason why them folk came up with satellite radio. Because they needed a platform where a motherfucker could get on there and say motherfucker this and fuck that and fuck this and fuck that. To have the freedom of speech to tell the president if he ain't doing what the fuck they feel like he want to do. And then you got the internet became popular, and that replaced what we would call satellite radio, because the motherfucker can actually listen to a motherfucker, see a motherfucker, and they could never stop you from getting your point across, because they can ban every motherfucking page that you start up. But after you get so fucking out there in the internet, them folk can't stop them views. They can't stop them. After one person don't hear you say something that made a lot of more sense than the other person, and them folk feel like that you can grab a big audience, them folk can't stop you, man. Because you beyond just a platform then. Then you become what them folk call an icon. You got people that's, comedian icons. You got people that's, comedian icons, actor icons. Now you got content creator icons, podcast icons. And most of the successful podcasters are people with big boy platforms that's making millions and billions of dollars off this internet shit. Them folks are the ones that say what the fuck come out their mouth as soon as they open their mouth. You ain't finna get them folks on there and ambush them or make them look stupid, because they already locked and loaded and ready for anything that a motherfucker throw at them on any one of them podcasts. You know what I mean? If you gonna scream, I'm gonna scream. If you gonna talk shit, I'm gonna talk shit. If we're gonna talk politics, we're gonna talk politics. We're gonna talk crime in the streets in America, we're gonna talk crime in the streets. You know, and people don't understand that because some people be like, well, you said crime in the streets. Streets.
Really?
It's streets. Sometimes you can't correct a motherfucker when you understand what I'm saying. You know, you can't be that type of person where you gotta try to be phony and act like that every word. I'm just a person that speak the same way no matter who I am. I don't change my vocabulary or the way I carry myself and the way I talk when I'm around a certain, you know, demographic of people. You know, because when you have to change who you is around different people, then you ain't who you are, man. You a character. You ain't no, you know, I'm a real motherfucker, and I don't got no filter. I don't got no filter. I tell people every day, man, if you don't want to hear what the fuck come out my mouth, man, don't tune into my page. And if you don't want to hear me talk funky to a motherfucker, don't come talking shit to me. And if you get too close, I'm going to hit you with that Roman candle. And we ain't even going to have to worry about none of the other shit in life, man.